Let me share something with you that most people won't tell you. It's not about being good-looking, rich, or even super smart if you want a woman to fall for you. The real secret is mastering yourself first. Here's the truth. Most guys are getting this all wrong. Forget everything you've heard about dating. It's not about fancy gifts or looking like a model. What truly draws women in is your emotional strength, how calm, steady, and confident you are inside. If you don't get that right, no amount of pickup lines or confidence hacks will help. In fact, they might even make things worse. If you've ever felt ignored, rejected, or like you're not getting noticed by women, it's probably because they sense something's off. You're not in control of yourself, and that's why they're walking away. But here's the good news. By learning a few simple Stoic principles, you can make her want you without even trying. This isn't just another dating tip video. It's the secret strategy to unlocking her heart. And it starts with you, not her, not what she wants, but you. It's all about mastering your mind, your emotions, and how you present yourself in the world. Hey, this is James. I'm here to help you develop a Stoic mindset to master your relationships with women and take control of your dating life. If you're ready to level up, hit that subscribe button now. Let's dive in. Here's the reality. Most guys have been fed lies about what actually attracts women. Society tells you to chase them, spoil them with gifts and compliments, or worse, pretend to be someone you're not. Then you wonder why she's not interested, why she's ghosting you, or why things just aren't working out. Let me be straight with you. You're going about this all wrong. You've been told that dating is some kind of game where the goal is to win her attention. But here's the truth. The more you try to win her over, the more you lose sight of yourself, and trust me, she can sense it. Women have this instinct. They can feel when you're putting on an act. And the harder you try to impress her, the more she pulls away. It's time to stop chasing and start attracting. The only real way to attract her is by mastering yourself. Let me ask you this. When was the last time you felt totally in control of your emotions, your thoughts, and your actions? If you're like most guys, you're probably reacting to everything. Her moods, her words, her little tests. But what if I told you the real key to not only getting her attention but keeping it is mastering your inner world, becoming emotionally unshakable? This isn't some quick trick. It's a timeless philosophy called Stoicism. Now you might be thinking, what does some old philosophy have to do with dating? Well, the answer is everything. Stoicism isn't about hiding your emotions or acting like a robot. It's about learning to control your emotions so they don't control you. When you stop reacting to every little thing and stay calm and centered, that's when she really starts to notice. Not the guy trying to be flashy or cracking jokes to impress her, but the man who's grounded, knows who he is, and doesn't need her approval to feel confident. Imagine walking into any situation, whether it's a first date or a long-term relationship, with the kind of calm, steady confidence that makes her feel safe. That's the kind of presence that sticks with her. Imagine this. While other guys are nervously stumbling over their words, trying to impress her with jokes or showing off, you're just there, completely relaxed. You're not looking for her approval. You're simply being present in the moment. That's real power. And that's what makes you unforgettable in her mind. Here's a big truth that nobody talks about. Women don't want to be chased. They want to feel drawn in. The moment you stop chasing, stop trying to prove your worth, is the moment she feels something shift. She becomes intrigued, curious, and most importantly, she starts wanting you. Why? Because you're showing her something that 99% of other guys don't have. Self-control. Stoicism is the secret weapon you never knew you needed. It's not about playing games or using tricks. It's about becoming the kind of man who naturally draws people in, not because of what you say or do, but because of who you are. When you master this, everything changes. You'll stop overthinking your next move, stop trying to impress, and start being the man she's drawn to. And guess what? It's not difficult once you understand these Stoic principles and apply them to your life. Not only will your dating life improve, but everything else will too. your relationships, your career, and the way you see the world. It all starts to fall into place. So, if you're ready to become the kind of man who commands attention without even trying, let's dive in. Now that you get the power of Stoicism, let's talk about something most guys get wrong when it comes to attraction. Words. A lot of guys think they need to come up with clever lines or funny comebacks to grab a woman's attention. But let me tell you, that's not it. It's not about being the funniest or the smartest. It's about saying the right thing at the right time, in a way that connects with her on a deeper level. Let me simplify it for you. Women hear compliments all the time. Things like, "You're beautiful," or "You're so hot," barely make an impact anymore. They've heard it 1,000 times, and it doesn't mean much at this point. It's almost like background noise to them. But you know what they rarely hear? Genuine compliments about who they are, not just how they look. Here's the first thing you need to do. Start using her name in conversation. It might sound basic, but trust me, it's powerful. When you say her name, it triggers something deep inside her brain. It makes her feel noticed, special, and unique. But don't go overboard. You don't need to say her name in every sentence. That'll just make things awkward. Instead, use it at the right moments, like when you're giving her a sincere compliment. It'll make her feel like she's the only one that matters at that moment. Next, compliment her in a way that no one else does. Most guys stick to the easy stuff, like her looks. But if you really want to stand out, compliment her for things beyond that. Talk about her mind, her intelligence, or her character. If she's sharing a story about something she's passionate about, don't just nod and smile. Show her you're paying attention. Say something like, "I love how passionate you are about this." It's rare to find someone who thinks so deeply about things. That kind of compliment doesn't just flatter her, it makes her feel understood. And that's what she's truly craving. Here's the thing, women want to feel special, but not in some shallow, superficial way. They want to know that you see them for who they are beneath the surface. Most guys miss this completely because they're too busy trying to impress her with jokes or talking about themselves. But you're different. You're showing her that you see her in a way no one else does. All right, let's dive into something that often gets overlooked, but can really make all the difference: gratitude. It might sound simple, even cliché, but practicing genuine gratitude is a game changer, especially in relationships. Think about it, how often do we move through life without stopping to really appreciate the little things? Now imagine how powerful it is when you do take a moment to express that appreciation. Women notice it. They really do. Let me paint a picture for you. Imagine she goes out of her way to do something thoughtful. Maybe she remembered your favorite snack and surprised you with it after a long day, or she sent you a text checking in just because. These might seem like small, everyday gestures, but they're actually moments where you can make a big impact. Most guys, honestly, just brush these things off. They think, "Oh, that's nice," but they don't really show appreciation. Here's where you can be different. Instead of just saying a quick automatic, "Thanks," stop for a second. Look her in the eyes, give her a real heartfelt thank you, and let her know you see what she did and that it mattered to you. Not only will this make her feel valued, but it shows her that you're fully present in the relationship. You're not just coasting along, taking things for granted like so many others might. And here's the thing, when you're grateful, genuinely grateful, it changes the dynamic between you two. Most guys don't realize this, but women can feel when they're being taken for granted. It's not about big, grand gestures all the time. It's about being consistently appreciative of the small moments that truly matter. Let's bring in a bit of Stoicism here. Stoic philosophy is all about focusing on what you can control, and part of that is how you respond to the people around you. Showing gratitude is a conscious choice. You can't control if someone appreciates you back in the same way, but you can choose to acknowledge the kindness they've shown. It's about being mindful and intentional with your actions. So when you thank her, don't do it because you feel you have to. Do it because you want to, because it's a reflection of your own character and values. And let's be real for a moment. When you make her feel valued, she will naturally feel more comfortable, more connected to you. Think about it. When was the last time someone really appreciated you? Didn't it make you feel more confident, more secure? That's the same effect your gratitude can have on her. It's about creating an environment where both of you feel respected and seen. Here's a personal example. I remember a time when I was in a relationship and I made the mistake of not fully appreciating the small things my partner did. She would go out of her way to do little, thoughtful gestures, but I was so caught up in my own world that I didn't always take the time to really acknowledge them. Over time, I could see how that affected her. She felt less valued, less important, and it impacted our connection. When I finally realized what was happening and made an effort to truly express my gratitude, everything shifted. The energy between us changed, and she felt more secure, more appreciated. So, I encourage you to make gratitude a habit, not just something you pull out on special occasions. It's the everyday moments that build a strong foundation in any relationship. And when you consistently show up with gratitude, you're showing her that you're not like the rest of the guys out there. Remember, gratitude isn't just a one-time thing. It's a practice, a mindset. And when you approach it from a place of genuine appreciation, it not only strengthens your relationship, but it also strengthens you as a person. Stoicism teaches us to be grounded, to stay calm and centered regardless of what's happening around us. Gratitude is a key part of that, because when you focus on what you're thankful for, the external chaos doesn't shake you as much. So, next time she does something thoughtful, no matter how small, take a moment. Appreciate it. Let her know she's valued. In a world where most people move through life without truly seeing each other, this simple act can set you apart in ways you can't even imagine. And trust me, it goes deeper than words. It's about the way you carry yourself, the way you show up. That's what really leaves a lasting impression. And just like the Stoics believed, focus on controlling what's in your power, your actions, your words, your appreciation. The rest will naturally fall into place. So, are you ready to start practicing gratitude? Start small and watch the impact it has, not just on her, but on you. All right, before we jump back in, if you're finding this helpful, hit that like button. It helps YouTube share this with more men who need it, and it keeps the content coming. It's quick, free, and it makes a real difference. Thanks. Let's get back to it. Now, let's talk about something that a lot of guys get wrong: over-apologizing. Now, I get it. We've all been there, right? You're in a situation where things start to get a little tense, and your first instinct is to just say, sorry, even if you didn't actually do anything wrong. Maybe you're trying to smooth things over, or maybe you think it'll keep the peace. But here's the thing. Constantly apologizing when there's no real need for it can backfire big time. It can actually make you come across as unsure of yourself, or worse, weak. Let's break it down. Imagine you're in a conversation and something small happens. Maybe there's an awkward silence, or you voice an opinion she doesn't fully agree with. What's the first thing a lot of guys do? They apologize. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't mean that, or sorry if that upset you. But why? You didn't do anything wrong. You're just being you. And here's where things get interesting. Women, and really anyone, respect people who stand by their actions and words. They don't need you to agree with everything they say, and they certainly don't want you to apologize for just existing or having a different point of view. Now, let me share something personal. There was a time when I used to over-apologize all the time. I thought it was the polite thing to do, that it would make me seem considerate or likable, but I started noticing something strange. The more I apologized for little things, the less confident I felt, and honestly, the less respect I seemed to get. It was like every unnecessary sorry chipped away at my sense of self-worth. And I wasn't just undermining myself. I was sending the message that I wasn't secure in who I was. This is where Stoicism comes in. One of the core principles of Stoicism is understanding what's within your control and what isn't. You can't control how someone else reacts to what you say or do, but you can control how you respond. Over-apologizing is a way of trying to control the situation, trying to make sure everything stays comfortable and conflict-free. But here's the truth. Life isn't always comfortable, and it's definitely not free of conflict. And that's okay. Stoicism teaches us to stay calm and grounded in the face of discomfort. So when you feel that urge to apologize for something minor, pause for a second. Ask yourself, is this something I truly need to apologize for? Or am I just trying to avoid tension? Let me give you a little scenario. You're on a date and you say something honest, maybe a little bold. She looks at you, slightly surprised, and you immediately think, uh-oh, I need to backtrack. But instead of apologizing right away, take a moment. You don't have to be rude or stubborn, but simply standing by what you said shows confidence. It tells her, I'm comfortable with who I am, and I don't need to apologize for having my own thoughts. You see, confidence isn't about being aggressive or loud. It's about being secure in your own skin, even when there's a little tension in the air. And trust me, women notice that. This doesn't mean you should never apologize. Far from it. When you've truly made a mistake, when you've hurt someone or acted out of line, own up to it. Apologizing in those moments shows strength, not weakness. It shows you're mature enough to take responsibility. But the key is knowing when an apology is truly necessary and when it's just you trying to keep things comfortable. Think about it this way. When you apologize too much, it starts to lose its meaning. It's like crying wolf. If you're always saying sorry for every little thing, it doesn't carry weight when you really need it to. So, save your apologies for the moments that matter. When you do that, they become more genuine, more powerful, and more respected. Here's a practical tip you can use. Next time you catch yourself about to apologize for something small, stop and reframe the situation. Instead of saying sorry, try saying thank you. For example, if you're late, instead of sorry I'm late, try thank you for your patience. It shifts the energy from self-blame to appreciation. This simple change can have a huge impact on how you're perceived and how you perceive yourself. Let's tie it back to Stoicism. Marcus Aurelius once said, "If you are pained by external things, it is not they that disturb you, but your own judgment of them." In other words, the discomfort you feel when things get a little tense is not about the situation itself, but about how you're interpreting it. Over-apologizing is often a reaction to that discomfort, but a Stoic approach would be to recognize that the discomfort isn't a bad thing. It's just part of life. You don't need to smooth over every rough patch. You can be okay with things not always going perfectly, and that's what gives you real strength. So, next time you feel that urge to apologize just to keep things smooth, pause. Ask yourself, is this apology necessary? Am I truly in the wrong, or am I just uncomfortable? When you stop apologizing for things that don't deserve an apology, you'll start to notice a shift, not just in how others see you, but in how you see yourself. You'll feel more confident, more in control, and more at peace, just like a true Stoic. And at the end of the day, that's what matters most. Being true to yourself, owning your actions, and standing firm in who you are. Because when you can do that, everything else, your relationships, your confidence, your sense of self, will naturally fall into place. Let's move on to something crucial, your actions. Words are great, but they're only half the story. If your actions don't match your words, it's over. This is where Stoicism becomes your secret weapon. Stoicism teaches that your actions should be deliberate, grounded, and come from a place of calm confidence. Here's how you put that into action. First, master your body language. It might sound simple, but it's where most guys mess up. Your body is always sending out signals, even when you don't realize it. If you're fidgeting, shifting around, or avoiding eye contact, you're basically telling her you're nervous or unsure of yourself. And think about it. If you don't seem confident in yourself, why should she be confident in you? All right, here's what you do. First, calm your body. Stand tall, keep your feet firmly on the ground, and let your shoulders relax. The goal is to show calm confidence, not tension. Another thing to remember is eye contact. A lot of guys either avoid it because they're nervous or they stare too much, which can feel awkward. The key is to find the right balance. Look her in the eyes for a few seconds to show you're paying attention, but don't overdo it. When you get it right, it creates a natural connection. Next up, move with purpose. Think about the last time you walked into a room. Did you rush in, looking down, or glancing around nervously? If so, you're not alone. Most guys do this without even realizing it. But here's the deal. When you move quickly and without intention, it shows that you're unsure of yourself. Stoic men, on the other hand, move deliberately. Every step is grounded. You're in control of the space around you. There's no need to hurry because you know you belong wherever you are. Women notice this. They pick up on how you move and how you carry yourself. Moving with purpose shows strength and confidence, which is incredibly attractive. Now for action 3, small gestures, big impact. Forget about trying to impress her with grand, romantic gestures. That's not what really matters. It's the little things that make the biggest difference, and no, I don't mean buying flowers or chocolates. It's about showing her that you're truly paying attention. Maybe she mentioned her favorite author a while back. Surprise her with a book by that author. Or maybe she told you about a challenge she's facing. Check in with her to see how she's doing. These small gestures show that you're engaged and that you care about who she is, not just how she looks. Lastly, stop trying to be the entertainer. A lot of guys think they need to keep women laughing with jokes or stories, but here's the truth. Women don't need a comedian. They want someone who listens. So instead of trying to be the life of the party, be the guy who's fully present, who listens more than he talks. Trust me, that's way more attractive than trying to be the funny guy. Let's dive into how to apply Stoicism in modern relationships. Things aren't always going to go your way. Maybe a date isn't going smoothly, or she starts pulling away and you don't know why. A lot of guys would panic, but not you. You stay calm. You don't let what's happening on the outside mess with your inner peace. Take scenario 1. The date is going badly. Maybe the conversation feels awkward, or the restaurant got your order wrong. Most guys would rush to fix everything and try to make the night perfect. But a stoic man doesn't need everything to go perfectly. He stays calm, relaxed, and doesn't let small things bother him. He knows it's not about what's happening around him. It's about how he reacts. When she sees that you're not fazed by the little things, she'll start to feel more at ease too. Your calmness will set the tone. Now, scenario 2. She starts pulling away. This one's tough, and it's where a lot of guys slip up. When a woman pulls back, most men go into overdrive. They text more, call more, and try to figure out what went wrong. But here's the secret. That's exactly what pushes her further away. A stoic man knows he can't control what she does, only how he responds. So instead of chasing after her, he steps back and gives her space. And in that space, she'll see that you're not like the others. You're not desperate for her attention. And that's when she starts coming back. I know this might seem a little backward, but trust me, it works. Women are naturally drawn to men who don't need them. When you show her that you're confident and secure, with or without her, everything shifts. Suddenly, she's the one putting in the effort. It's all about flipping the dynamic, showing her that you're not afraid to lose her because you're comfortable in your own skin. All right, let's dive into something that's truly important. Being true to yourself. I know. You've probably heard this phrase tossed around countless times, right? But let's unpack what it really means, because it's more than just a catchy saying. Being true to yourself isn't about being stagnant or refusing to grow. It's about embracing who you are at your core, flaws and all. It's like looking in a mirror and accepting what you see, recognizing that every little quirk, every scar, every imperfection contributes to the unique person you are. Think about it for a second. How often do we find ourselves trying to shape ourselves into someone we think others want us to be? We might change our opinions, our style, or even our sense of humor, all in the name of trying to win someone's approval. But here's the kicker. When you try to fit into someone else's mold, you lose the essence of who you truly are. It's exhausting, isn't it? Instead of molding yourself to meet someone else's expectations, why not channel that energy into becoming the best version of you? Imagine this. You walk into a room, and instead of feeling like you have to impress everyone, you just show up as yourself. You're confident in your opinions, you laugh at your own jokes, and you're not afraid to let your quirks shine through. This is where the magic starts to happen. When you stop chasing after approval and instead focus on living with purpose and strength, you naturally begin to attract the right people into your life, including that special someone. Women aren't drawn to you because of some rehearsed pickup line or a flashy display. They're attracted to you because of who you are at your core, the genuine, authentic person who knows his worth. Now let's relate this back to Stoicism, shall we? The Stoics believed in the power of self-mastery and understanding that we can't control everything around us, but we can control our own reactions and attitudes. By accepting yourself fully, including your imperfections, you cultivate a sense of inner strength that is unshakable. Marcus Aurelius once said, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." This means that when you focus on being true to yourself, you're not only embracing your individuality, but you're also taking control of your life and your happiness. So, here's the bottom line. It's time to stop chasing women. Let that sink in for a moment. Stop trying to impress people or playing mind games that lead nowhere. Instead, pour that energy into self-discovery and growth. Be the kind of man who attracts what he desires naturally, not through manipulation or pretense. Picture yourself as a steady presence in your life and in the lives of others. Think of the calm in a storm. When everything around you feels chaotic, you remain grounded. You're the rock that people can lean on. This kind of stability isn't just attractive, it's magnetic. People are drawn to that energy, and before you know it, your relationships, your career, and your entire life begin to transform in beautiful ways. And remember, this journey isn't about perfection, it's about progress. Every day presents an opportunity to show up authentically and continue evolving. Ask yourself, what small steps can I take today to embrace my true self? Maybe it's sharing your thoughts more openly, trying out a new hobby that excites you, or even just being honest about your feelings. Let's wrap this up with a little encouragement. As you embark on this journey of self-acceptance, trust that the right woman will be drawn to your authenticity. When you are confident in who you are, you create a ripple effect that not only changes how others perceive you, but also how you perceive yourself. You start to realize that you are enough, just as you are. So embrace the journey, accept your flaws, and let your authentic self shine through. Trust me, this is the most powerful way to attract the right relationships and live a fulfilling life. You got this. Now you've got the tools to unlock her heart. No tricks or cheesy lines, just by mastering yourself. Take these lessons, put them into action, and see how everything shifts. If you're ready to keep growing, don't forget to subscribe, and let's keep building the life and relationships you deserve.